Knock, knock. Opportunity number 3 is waiting. And Tom told Ben and Chris they're not going to believe what he's chased down.
It's a 1949 model vintage. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of difficulties with the restoration, and it's not ready. I do have it at my house. We can go see it if you'd like to.
I'd love to. I'd love to. We're there.
This story has it all.
This is the last Playboy.
This is the 1949 version. This is the car that they would have made if they had gotten into production before going bankrupt.
Your grandfather, your family involvement. Tell me a little bit
my
about
grandfather was president of the company. It was his dream, his vision to build a small car, an economy car, second car for a companion car that got great gas mileage. With that idea in mind, brainstormed with Charlie Thomas, who was an engineer, and Norm Richardson, who was the actual builder of the car. The very first car they built had a rear engine, traditional soft top convertible, but they felt that that car was too difficult to build for the price point that they wanted. So they wanted to sell the cars for $985, and they figured that was a little too hard to build that car for that price point. They then re-engineered and came up with the pilot program of the Playboy. These cars were all hand-built. Even this car, they never got full into production.
So they hand beat the bodies and...
All hand-built, so nothing was at perfection at that point. Right side is different from the left side.
And were they ever offered for sale to the public?
They loaned these cars out just to get publicity and to give them, show them what the car was and everything. So when they went bankrupt, they had cars that were spread out through the country. So back in 1989 is when I started bringing my collection back to Buffalo. I met a gentleman in Bellingham, Massachusetts by the name of Donald Moore, and he was a Playboy dealer.
He didn't want to sell the cars initially.
No, initially he didn't even want to show me the cars. Got there about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just figured this was going to be a quick, like an hour-long visit, and then got to be around 4:30, and pretty much wrapping up the visit. And as we were leaving, he offered to sell me the cars. I didn't expect it. He ignored me completely when I asked him earlier. I think he was just waiting for the right person.
And you were that right person.
The grandson.
The grandson.
Lou Horowitz.
The rumors persist that Playboy magazine derived its name from your grandfather's company.
Hugh Hefner has written that in his autobiography that one of his buddies' mother worked at the plant. Hugh Hefner loved the name Playboy, and he got it from his buddy.
Now, has he ever offered to buy one? Has he ever shown any interest?
I don't think he's interested in the car at all, but he likes the name, obviously.
It's amazing that the font on the exhaust manifold of this car is identical to the masthead on Playboy magazine.
Who'd have thought that Playboy magazine would actually be the namesake of a defunct car company from Buffalo, New York?
When you first purchased the car, about how much did that set you back from him?
$5,000.
So $5,000. How long have you been in the process of restoration for these cars?
Almost 2 years.
What are you looking at investment-wise in this car in dollars and cents?
To be honest with you, I haven't even probably $25,000.
If you were to put a price on this car, what type of price would you put on this car?
As far as I'm concerned, they're priceless.
David, in my opinion, given recent sales of the Playboy cars, and given the tremendous provenance that goes with this car that belonged to your family, I can say without question that this car would bring in the neighborhood of $120,000. Easily.
That's amazing.
$120,000 is a lot of money, and David certainly appreciated Tom's appraisal. But his grandfather's 1949 Playboy has found its home now for generations to come. As is so often the case, the chase is only part of this amazing story. After 2 years of dedication, David brought life to the 49 Playboy. The last car of the Playboy Motor Car Corporation has been fully restored, and Lou Horowitz's dream is now complete.